Okay, so we're back with some more painting of Black Rose Wars. This time round, we've got the demons to finish off with all the metal work that we started on the last painting live stream. So we've got some gold work to do on them, as well as we're going to be doing some Bronte. Now, I just did this part here just to see if the paint would stick, and it looks like we're good to go. So that's cool. What a fantastic miniature, and a beast of a mage as well. One of the bigger size mages that come in the Sator box. So, I think I'm going to get straight onto it. And I'm going to do the metalwork first, because I think it's really important to finish those off. Excuse me. So, for the gold, we're going to do pure gold on all of them. All the demon, the Oni, and the Nure Honor. Retributor armor is what I'm going to use on a base. That goes over all the metalwork. And then I'm going to finish off with paint over that Ayandan yellow to give it some contrast. So normally it's lead belcher followed by Basilicanum Grey for the classic silver look. So because we're using traditional paints here, make sure you do water them down. You want them to be able to flow across the miniatures. Let's put her away for a second. Okay, so let's start. Now this is a very, very bright gold. But to be honest, like the demons, the Oni and stuff, they would have had very bright gold armor, I think. So that makes sense to me. And to be honest, just doing this it'll look good. It'll show up and it'll look alright. But ideally, what we want obviously is a bit of contrast on there as well. So that's why the Ayandan yellow needs to go on afterwards. Also, it just picks up any bits of white that I might have missed on the painting of this. Just get in there. Bit more paint. Okay. Right, now move on to the other side. And this is by far the most time-consuming part, is painting the metal or miniatures. But it does look really good once you've done. You could, of course, just use... I have just used Ayandan yellow for the metal work on its own. For that non-metallic look, metal look, but it's not great. But if you want something speedy, that can certainly be a replacement for this technique. Just like the lead belcher, when this has been put onto certainly Wraithbone primer, it looks quite plasticky as a metal colour. It is too bright, obviously. So again, the Ayandan yellow, the whole point of that is to dull it down just slightly, while keeping its vibrancy going. We don't want to lose the vibrancy of the gold. Let me just look at this one. And he's also got all of this metalwork is gold. So no, it's not. No, it's not. Sorry. His arm bangles are not gold. They're actually silver. So let's just try and get rid of that gold a second. That's good enough. So that's going to be done with lead belcher. And we're just trying to be careful not to go over the bits that we've started. Again, you don't have to go all the way to the end with this metal. You can, the Iyanden yellow will pick it up. That might be too much water. Yep. And we keep getting as much of it on that beautiful gold colour of Retributor armour. Beautiful gold colour. Very vibrant, very striking. Oops. A bit over the skin there, a tiny bit. I'm doing these kind of gold, I don't know what they're called, chimes, I guess. I will do a silvery coloured sword. It'd be really nice when this miniature's completed. We'll see a difference with him, hopefully. But yeah, I would say this is too bright a gold, just a tad. I do want it to be nice and bright for the Oni. Don't see want him fading into the background. Oh, hang on, it's got. The Oni does have some detail coming out the sides there. This one doesn't. Okay, fair enough. Need some more Retributor armour to go onto the weapon bangles and the hilt and everything. And we've also got the Nuna Onna head piece to do in gold as well. Just going over this bit now. Okay, and now the end of the sword as well. Already see starting to really come along now. If, maybe use a bigger brush. Getting there. So it's nice to get that metallic look on your miniatures. And using, obviously these are not contrast paints, so this is the stage where I move away from using solely contrast paints to doing a metallic base and then contrast over the top. Any more? And again, great detail on the miniature, which the contrast paints will just love and just go into, like this ball on the end of this tassel. It's got some fantastic detail, which should hopefully really shine. Okay, now around the neck. Sorry, I'm just realising. Oh, that's terrible. Is that his thumb? I've just painted, yes. Okay, I have to change that. I'm trying best not to go over his skin. I'm feigning a little bit. I think there's a little bit down there as well. Awesome. Need some white at the back there. Apothecary White needs to go down there. Right, that's all the gold for the Oni. It's looking alright. Let's get this Nure Orna, sorry. Don't want this paint to dry on my brush, so Do-do-do. Um, I think that's all the gold of this character. She's basically done. I mean, a bit of face detail to do. But other than that, Nuna Ore is now pretty much complete. Okay, so that's the gold base done. And while we wait for that to dry, what I think I'll do is go straight on to Bronte and do the rest of his skin. So here's the beast, which is the Cyclops Forger Giant, Bronte. And the skin tone I'm going with is Fire Slayer Flesh. So we're going to continue that now to the rest of Bronte. Then we'll move from... So I want to get up into here. Now it was taking, when I did just the tester part of his skin, so fingers crossed we will continue to see this paint taking onto the miniature itself and not being repelled like some of the miniatures, certainly with Infamia Crete, was doing. And that looks like it's good. So that is good news. And I'm using reference art from the actual rulebook for the Sator box, because in the solo mode, one of the pre-constructed decks has Bronte in full size, because obviously what we don't have anymore, what we don't have anymore is the the individual mage boards. We've got sheets to put on the boards, and on the back of those mage sheets were full size. Is that for skin? Yeah, full size artwork of the mages, which obviously helped to determine the colours and how to paint those characters. So with that, the absence of that, we've on the mage sheets, as they are now, not mage boards, you've got less of the miniature revealed. So it's more up to our imaginations, which is not a bad thing, to be honest. I think doing your own take on some of these characters is always a good thing. So using this Fire Slayer Flesh relatively liberally, not too bad. I don't want it to be too dark tone. It's actually quite a light tone on the art itself, but you know, he's working in the forge. I wanted him to be slightly, even though he's not in the sun, of course, because I presume he'd be working underground. I think that makes a lot more sense. Right, okay. Let's go over. Now, the hair is actually white, so I've got to be a little careful not to go over the hair itself. I'm not bothered about the eye so much. that I can sort out later. He looks cool. He looks cool. Getting there. This is going to be the wood of this will be darker tones. I'm not too fussed if I go over boundaries of that part of the miniature. And then there's a lot of metal obviously involved as well, including that. Is that a ring? I think that is a ring. That's cool. Okay. That's the back of his thumb. If I can get in there, that'd be good as well. Okay, on the other hand. Oh, hang on. Has he got gloves on? Hold on. I think he's got gloves on. No, I've just seen this. Yeah, he has. He's got gloves. I didn't know that. So it's only when you start painting and you go, hang on a second, something's a bit strange here. It's not as simple as I first thought. And he has actually got gloves on. Thought that looked a bit smooth for my liking. That's fine. I'll just go in with a darker colour. It'll still look fine. Whoops. Sorry, just touching up on a couple of bits that look like they just got missed. Just make sure I do all that muscle part there if I'm going over it. Okay. That's the skin tone of Bronte done. So I'll put him over there. And then I think we'll go in with the silver colour for the demon now. So for the silver of the demon, for his blade of his huge, I guess that's a sword, and his gauntlets as well, we're going in with silver. So lead belcher is going to be the paint base that we use, followed by Basilicanum Grey over the top. Okay, bit of water again. So just getting base coat done now onto silver. Okay. Bit debris there. And the blade now done. We do the gauntlets. So I'm just going to give my brush a clean. I managed to get some of the paint towards the base of the bristles. That's the dangerous part, where you get split hairs, and we don't want that, of course. Did we run out of paint already? More paint. Oops, went over some of the skin there, never mind. Okay, that'll probably do, but I just noticed, what is that? What are those things? Are these? I guess these are metal as well then. Okay. So that's the arms metal done. And while I'm remembering, I'm gonna get going with the Apothecary White now, because I've got a tiny bit to do onto this chap, and then we can go on to Bronte with the rest of it. So the next paint we're going to be using is Apothecary White. Make sure you give that a good old shake. And I just want to get in here. It's better. Small detail, but I think it's an important one. Then we'll go back to Bronte, and we're going to do all of his hair now in this white. It's going to really nice. This gives such a nice white look, especially to hair. But to be honest, all contrast paints are really good with hair. Just because I guess hair is very detailed normally. So it really just helps it. And going down into the braided part of his hair. Again, metal bangles, so to be honest, it doesn't really matter if I go over that bit. It's more important to get the hair first time round and not miss any of that out. So I'm actually going to just go over the whole lot. So happy with that? Already looks good. Already looks good, the colour. Is that hair? No. The hair comes down through this corner. So we'll just keep getting that white over the hair. It looks really grey, I know, to start with, but as I've mentioned in previous videos with Apothecary White, it will soon. I'm just going to move those out of the way because I don't want them focusing the camera instead of what I'm painting. Oh, that's good. What an awesome miniature. Good size as well. Okay. That covers his hair. I'm just going to go in, try and get into that corner there a minute. There we go. Awesome. Right, so that's the grey, well, the white, I should say, the Apothecary White of Bronte done. So next, let's move back on to the demon. Let's do the gold work now. So you get in a Yandan yellow. And we're literally going to paint this all over the gold parts that we've base painted. Number one, this will dull things slightly down. Let's start over here. And just fill in any recesses as well. Obviously, you don't really want to get it over any of the work you've done so far. But if this goes over the red, it's not going to make much of a difference. So this is the beauty of letting the contrast paint fill in any parts that you might have missed with your gold paint. Okay, so that's pretty good. Maybe just put it up there. You see, I can just put it up towards the fingers and I can really get a nice coverage with that. Oops, don't really want to go over that. If you want to make a dull gold, by the way, lead belcher and then this Yandan yellow over the top gives a really nice duller gold. And this is the beauty, just play around with some different contrast paints over these two metallic bases. But over lead belcher you could put lots of different colours and you get coppers, you can get kind of like different shades of silver. Really, really cool. I've used Apothecary White over it as well, just to give her quite a white metal, white silver look that dulls it down, the lead belcher, because the lead belcher, when you put it on, just looks way too plasticky. You do need something on it. Normally, I mean, traditional paintings classically use Nuln Oil over the top, which is a similar process. It's just that Basilicanum Grey gives a much deeper contrast tone, which I really like. Just making sure I've got over all of those. Let's do the other end, and just keep playing on, keep putting on as we go through. With the gold. And again, don't be afraid to use a decent amount of this paint, of the contrast paints, to really fit, especially for detail work, because it will just fill in the detail, which would be really nice. And I don't know if you can see or tell, but if you look at the bits I've gone over and the bits that I haven't, like the top, you see how plasticky that gold looks at the top compared to the one I've just done? So it really makes a difference. I've been a bit lackluster with some of these parts. I mean, you can see quite clearly here, look at his chest. We've got some gold on that chest, and it's a real shame because it was such a good coat that I did on his chest. I'm probably not going to make any. I'm probably not going to go over it for this time. I'm not trying to win competitions with these paint jobs. I just want to get them done to a half decent standard that'll look good on the table, and that's it. If I accomplish that, I've done what I needed to do. Yep. So not being afraid to use this Iandin yellow relatively liberally, just to make sure we've got a decent coating on it. I'm just gonna use the yellow to fill in any gaps, especially down there if I can, without getting all over his hair, but that's quite a hard job to do. Okay, so that's it now painted over, and that's the gold finished. In fact, that's pretty much the demon finished. I just need to go over his silver, of course, but let's get the Nure Honor, and just get this Iandin yellow onto her headpiece. Ooh, just smacking the camera there. Okay, so her face is yet to be done. And then we can try the bases. I will be trying the bases in this session to see if I can see if the paint sticks. And I'm not holding hope for that to happen. We will soon find. So, Basilicanum Grey is now the next paint. This is going to go over the silver part of the demon. The Oni, sorry. And while I've got it out, I might try his base. So let's start up here. I want this to be relatively dull, so effectively, the more dull you want it to be, the more you use. Simple as that. what I might actually do is use this on the ropes. Maybe not, I don't know. Those cords need doing that are attaching to these. And then again, any bits you miss, so those white bits you just saw, go over with this. And it doesn't look stupid. Yeah, I'm just going to use this to go over these. Might need a bit of a white coating on them actually. But, yeah, the red's kind of showing through. Not too happy with that, but yeah, colour choice is fine. Right, let's do his massive sword. You can see it just so nicely goes on. Get in there. And then gives it a really nice, realistic, metallic look. On the front side. Fills up any crevices, any notch. There's a few little dings on his weapon, and you know, contrast paint loves detail, as I keep saying, rather than flat surfaces. So it'll fill that up a treat and give you great contrast and definition. I'm pretty happy with that. Just need to maybe go down here like that. Awesome. So I think, again, apart from his face, we need to do some facial work with both of these demons. I'm pretty pleased with that. Right, should we try his base, see if it's working? See if it's accepting any paint. It's better than what I've seen some of the others do. So it's not too bad. So Basilicanum Grey again for the paving slabs, effectively what they are, in between the vines and the roses. Yeah, it looks like it's good. So it's not all of the miniatures. It looks like Bronte's taking the paint as well, so it's not all a disaster, but that leads to more confusion about why it's only happening with some of them. I have no idea. What I'm talking about, by the way, is the repelling of contrast paints from the primed miniatures, which has been a bit of a disaster with some of the other miniatures. But this is looking pretty good. Got a rogue pot lid there. And sorry if I'm covering the miniature, I'm just trying to get a good angle to get into the bits underneath the miniature there. Yeah, this paint's going on fine, absolutely fine. Which is good. I'm trying not to get it all over the vines and so forth, but sometimes it's quite hard to get your brush in between the vines and so forth of the miniature. Especially when there's such deep recesses. I'm pretty happy with that. So that was so this is good because it's shown how I do the bases. So we've used the Basilicanum Grey all over the paveling parts slabs of the base. So let's get Nuri, sorry, and do the same. So it's hit or miss, it seems. She's not anywhere near it, and there we go. And there's the effect happening again. Well, I'm not going to bore this live stream painting with watching me go over the same area 5 times. I think we'll have to just re-prime that base, which is annoying. But yeah, not working the same on, unfortunately, on her base. That's kind of expected. Right, what's next with Bronte? I'm just going to show you the artwork first of all. Here's the artwork. So we've got snakebite leather here. His armor looks kind of like, yeah, like fire, which is pretty cool. Then we got gold and silver, gold and silver for that. Silver, copper. You can use an orange to get copper. We've got detail on his belly. Oh, that. No, that's not belly. That's like a, what do you call it? Apron. So that apron, I would. I think I'll go with a Agaros Dunes. I think for Agaros Dunes. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go Agaros Dunes for that apron. Let's do that next. So now the detailing is a gold. I think I probably will use. I might just use Iyanden yellow straight for the detailing. But as always with these miniatures, wow, is the model detail there? I mean, it's literally popping out. So that's not going to be a problem at all to hit with the Iyanden yellow. Now the problem will be, of course, is I'm just going to use my finger to keep getting rid of any paint that I go over certain parts with, so I don't have to be too careful, because I'm going to have to get my brush right in there to get the paint. So I'm just going to do that every so often. Yeah, it's looking nice. Got some belt work coming up there, so not too fussed about that. Nice. Okay, so there's the detailing of the top part of the apron. Now we'll carry on this colour just to, not the whole of the apron, so. What we'll do is just do this and just go crap, 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 and then basically just take it off any of the bits I don't want it on. Again, such detail on the miniatures. Is that the bottom part? Yeah. And then just, yeah, we'll keep going with hitting this detail work from the miniature itself. What a cool miniature. God, that's not easy to get to, is it? But okay, so I reckon that's an apron, and now we got to think. Let's first of all, let's get some of this detailing under here. Get in there. I think perhaps just keep going with this. I think. No, I want this to be like a really cool, bright colour. Maybe an orange or something. So let's carry this colour on through the back as if it was still part of the leather apron. From the back, a minute. Oh, what's going on there? Okay, and then this is oh, I don't know, dwarven. I'm thinking of an orange. Oops, to go with the same. Okay, just drop an orange to go with the same as the card. Same as the card. Same as the shoulder there. So this shoulder work has got like a fire, like an orange. I think orange or blue. I think that needs to be a different trim. I'm tempted for a bit of Griffcharger Grey. Don't know. Or do we go with a bright blue? Or no, let's go with Griffcharger Grey. Keep it. Don't go too bright on this one. So Griffcharger Grey, which is it's a lovely grey. It's a very blue pastel grey, I suppose is the best way to describe it. Get paint in there. Oh dear. Now we're getting, I guess because it's a bit thinner in pigment, it's struggling to stick to some of the bits that the prime hasn't quite got to. It is working, it's fine. It's just not. Yeah, I like that though. I like the colour. If in doubt, just use more paint, right? I'm not happy with that. That's better. Okay. Get underneath. And then try and get Bennett into the folds. Easier said than done. And then right in the back there. So just cracking. Not being too fussed. I guess I'm going to go darker with the trousers anyway, so I'm not really too fussed about getting on there. I kind of want to just make sure I get this coating right. Yep, I'm pretty happy with that. I like the colour. Definitely think colour works. Yeah, look at that. And Bronte is coming along. Okay, next, let's get some facial details done, I think. So, if we look at the Oni's card art, we've got yellow eyes, white teeth, and grey eyebrows. So that's what we want to try and hit with our Oni character. We also have to do the green of the vines and the roses as well. So let's go to a smaller brush for the face detail. Go into my 000. I think the first thing I need to do is get some white. Yeah. I say white, I mean Rathbone. So Rathbone base to do some touch-ups. Making sure to add some water, of course, or else you're not going to be able to do much at all. And then I'm going to go in. Ooh, nearly ruined that. The eyebrows first of all. Then we've got some teeth work. Ooh. I'm just going to brush my brush. Try and pick up some of the teeth from there we go. So that's looking pretty good. And then we need the eyes. It's going to be a harder part. Sorry if you can't see this, I just need to do this one bit of detailing. Oh, there's not enough paint on that brush. Oh! That really didn't work. That's better. Okay, how's he looking? I think he'll be fine. So now we've got the white on, now we can just go over with contrast on all of those parts. And the only thing I'm going to do with the mouth is just get a bit of non-oil in there. So that's all cool. While we're waiting for that to dry, let's crack on with the base of the Oni. So let's start with Warp Lightning Green, which we're going to do the vines of the rose. Stalks, if you like. And I'm going to go back to my size 0 normal brush. And it really is sticking to this miniature, which is good. But a bit weird that it's not sticking to the others, but never mind. It continues to baffle me. I like the vibrancy of this green. As we try to pick out all of the vines as best as we can for the miniature. Oh, some of this. In fact, I'm going to take him off this. And what have I just painted? Oh, his face. Sometimes it's easier to just freehand rather than using the base, the holder, especially if you need to get in between bits. And we carry on. Don't worry about the outer edge of the miniature here, because that's going to be solid black, which is the